All right, so let's talk about it. Maybe y'all miss me. It's been a minute, but am I the asshole? Let's get into this. So, like many of us, I'm on these dating apps, right? Whatever. So, I'm matched with some thick shit. You feel me? She's pretty, she thick shit, right? And I'm not the type of person to go back and forth, pen pal this out. You feel me? We got 3 to 5 days before we setting something up. We don't have to do it in 3 to 5 days, but I'm going to push for the link, the invite, the date, whatever the case may be, right? If the vibes is vibing, like, and so she was cool. We both do creative work. She into music, she sing, whatever. I'm like, bet, what's your schedule looking like? We lock in a date, we decide a week in advance what we gonna do, right? Well, I can't even say we, I picked a time, a place, and a location. Or place and location, whatever. Date, time, and location. And we locked it in, right? 2 days later, I total my car, right? I get in a car accident, car's totaled. The next, it's totaled on Sunday night at like 10 o'clock at night. So Monday, I'm handling that all day. Tuesday, I had to work, and I also had to handle more logistics. When I'm handling all these logistics, running back and forth, by the time I get everything situated, insurance, my car dropped off, stuff out of it picked up, all the logistics that go with an accident, and never mind you whether or not I'm physically okay. I'm fine, clearly. I'm standing here in the flesh, right? So finally, Wednesday night, I get home and I'm like, oh, let me open up this app. And that's when I remember me and Little Thick Shit was supposed to have a date. And I hit her like, hey, this week has been hectic. It's been crazy. X, Y, and Z has happened. I got in an accident and I'm just now getting my rentals figured out. We should reschedule. She says, sure. Sorry about the hectic week. Again, the type to keep it moving. I said, thank you, appreciate it. And then I asked her what she has going on for the rest of the week and what she's doing this weekend with it being a holiday weekend. This woman then responds with an almost 2-minute message talking about this is how she started it. And this is the issue. This is really what bugs me. It's because she started the message like, hey, I just want to touch on something and be honest. I wasn't showing up for the date on Thursday anyway because you never confirmed it. And the way I like to move with my people when I set things up, I'm like, all of this is about you. And one, big brain back. I understand there was no confirmation. There was no confirmation because the date wasn't happening on Thursday anyway. I didn't expect you to just show up. Literally since Sunday night, the last thing on my mind was taking you out on a date. I don't know you, right? So it's like, again, let me finish what she said in her message. Was one, you didn't confirm, and I personally always confirm a day or two in advance when I set something up with people. And then secondly, a lot of men out here, there's a lot of guys who say a lot of things and I don't take them seriously and I don't know you. So for you to just expect me to show up without confirming probably wasn't gonna happen. Okay, that's fine. I didn't confirm because it wasn't going to happen. And I'm telling you before the day and time of, it's not going to happen. So you reiterating that you weren't going to show up is for what? And then she proceeds to answer what she's doing that weekend. And then at the very last part of her message, the last 5 or 10 seconds, she said, so what, you were in a car accident is what I'm getting or something? Let me listen. Again, I want to be accurate. I don't want to just, you feel me, jump to conclusions and feeling a certain type of way. But all right, we're at the last 10 seconds.
So you got into a car accident this week, is that what happened?
So you got into a car accident this week, is that what happened? The last 4 seconds of the message looped back around to anything that had to do with me. And I literally told her I got into a car accident and totaled my car. The message before that, and she said sorry, and then I reiterated, life happens, these things happen, I have full coverage, it's fine. My issue is, never at any point in this did she say, are you okay? Did you make it out? You feel me? But she took every necessity to tell me, a lot of guys tell me a lot of different things, and I don't know you. And I'm like, bro, I don't know you. So the fact that I'm telling you I just had a hectic week and a totaled car, and the first thing that you could say to me is you didn't confirm with me in advance 24 to 48 hours, so I wasn't gonna show up for the date you just canceled anyway. Bitch, what? Be so for real. Like, I feel like you just telling me this to be petty, or it's like, this is, for me, if the whole instance and matter was, hey, I'd appreciate a bigger heads up beforehand, it could have very easily been said, oh, okay, bet, I understand you canceled it. I didn't even think it was still gonna happen because I didn't receive a confirmation beforehand or 2 days in advance. Like, she said, just to let you know, I wasn't gonna show up anyway because you never confirmed with me. And when I schedule things, I confirm with people. Bitch, I'm not you. What? And secondly, I just told you I totaled my car. The first thing you could say is, well, you didn't confirm your date. No, because I could have been in the hospital with my neck broken. And so this is my issue with this. We haven't even gone on the first date yet, right? And the fact that everything in her message was, this is how I handle things, this is what I want, and this is how I like. And then the last part of the message was, so you got into a... And all you could say is, nigga, I wasn't even gonna show up anyway because you didn't give me a 48-hour heads up. You didn't ask if I'm okay or if I die. I could have been unalive. And then I was like, and honestly, you talking about a whole lot of guys this, a lot of guys that. I'm not a lot of guys, so please, can we start this on a clean slate? This bitch hit me with a thumbs up. I was like, yo, don't compare me to a lot of guys. I'm not them. Respectfully, this week was a lot for me. I still hit you up and confirmed that it wasn't gonna happen out of respect for you. And I would still like to run this properly if you're interested. I didn't say that interested. I said we can settle up and run it properly later. This bitch hit me with a thumbs up, dog. And at this point, I'm like, I think I'm gonna just leave this alone. And my point with this video is maturity and choosing the high road. Which to a certain extent, maybe I didn't necessarily choose the high road because I definitely directly addressed everything she said and every part of it that I didn't like, but I did it in a respectful manner. And as me, there's two things I normally would have did. I either would have just ignored the bitch and never said nothing again, or at this point, I read the message and I was like, I don't even know if I'm interested in getting to know her like that, but she is still thick as fuck and I would like to fuck. And then I took a step back and said, hey man, you don't need this in your life. You either decide to go on the date, get to know her, see what she's like as a person, or you leave her the fuck alone and you don't have any more interactions. There doesn't need to be a whole lot of nothing else, you feel me? And I feel like that's the place for maturity, especially because, like I said, she's thick shit. She kind of fine and she cool. So like a past me would have been like, oh, let me just see how everything goes. She's fine, but maybe I'll like her. No, don't come at me sideways, bro. And don't come at me stupid or selfish or defensive. When all I could have died. And it took you 3 messages to even confirm the fact that you understood I could have died. But instead of saying, are you okay? You said, so what? You got into a car accident or something? Like, I'm lying. I don't know you. What am I trying to prove to you, bruh? Chill. And this right here is also where I say a lot of women kind of misstep as well. And hey, if this is the outcome she wanted, this might be her weeding out process, so be it. But the fact that you're sitting here telling me that a lot of guys act this way and a lot of guys do things like this so I don't take you serious, well, bitch, you just lost me, bro. You don't respect me? Cool. You don't respect me because you don't respect other niggas who gave you reasons to not respect them, and I'm not them, but you gonna treat me like them. Cool, well then I'm just gonna exit. I'm gonna bow out right. I'm gonna exit left now. You feel me? And this is where I feel like a lot of women do themselves a disservice, because you can have your guard up, you can have your predispositions, and you can be skeptical of a nigga, but looking a man in his face and telling him, I don't believe nothing you doing or saying, so prove it. If he does, he's a bitch. If he's trying to actively always prove something to you, he's trying to gain your approval at all times, which means he doesn't have his own approval, he's a bitch. That's not me. Oh, I did have a question, and I was posing this as a am I the asshole? Was I being an asshole by telling her to not compare me to all the niggas that she already has a bad disposition of and a distaste for, and the fact that she didn't ask if I was okay? Like, I just was kind of sarcastic about it. Like, she said everything she said, and then I was like, thank you for asking about my well-being, right? And then I followed up and was just like, respectfully, I had a lot going on, so a date was the furthest thing from my mind. I understand what you're saying about confirmation, and that does matter. I hear you. I'm not every other nigga you know. Don't talk to me like such. We can start on a clean slate and run this back properly when time allows. She hit me with this. I feel like I should just cut the bitch out. Let it be. What y'all think? Am I tripping?